Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the C-Man, and I want to welcome you to another edition of the C-Man's Cinema Sit Down. It's been a while since I've been in the studio. It's been a while since I've had my weekends, which are Tuesdays, Wednesdays, off in Stamford. I get down to Jersey a lot when I'm off, hang out with my mom and my pops when I can. But this was a weekend where I was like, I need to get some stuff done around the apartment. And lo and behold, last night I heard that we had a trailer coming, and I was like, oh, I'm so happy to be in the studio for our first trailer reaction of 2025. And boy, oh boy, is it a big one. Why don't you pull up a chair, take a seat. We are getting ready to take a look at Marvel Television's Daredevil Born Again official trailer, and I am stoked. The Netflix Daredevil series, one of my favorite pieces of Marvel content that is out there. I mean, Charlie Cox, the whole cast, certainly D'Onofrio, like everybody in that show was pitch perfect. It was dark, it was brooding, it was brutal. All the things that we weren't getting in the MCU, bright and fun and, all the things that made the MCU great for all the time that it was. But back then, there was no real adult content. That's what Daredevil was. And after seeing Deadpool and Wolverine and knowing that rated R stuff is okay over in the MCU, I'm very excited. Knowing that this series has officially been confirmed to pick up where we left off with the Netflix series. That was up in the air for a while, right? Like when Matt came into the She-Hulk, he had a whole different vibe. You were getting the flirty, fun version of Matt, which we had never seen in the Daredevil, Netflix world. You weren't bringing back any of the other cast besides D'Onofrio. The original script was 18 episodes, which excited because Daredevil content, but at the same time, hearing that number slightly alarming. Then you hear that the entire thing gets scrapped and we're starting fresh, new writers, new script. And I hope that that is different than the situation I think that's happening right now with Captain America. That movie has been rewritten and reshot so many times. One of the first people announced to the cast, Seth freaking Rollins, cut from the movie. And I just think that movie is going to have a lot of trouble. I'm yet to see a trailer that shows me what the story is in that one. This situation, I think, is different. I think we came in, we saw it wasn't going to work, brought in different writers, said, hey, let's make the Netflix stuff canon. Let's bring the whole cast back. Let's start from there and add in what we learned from Echo, which is Fisk is definitely going to be running for mayor. And who knows, by the time we actually get to Daredevil Born Again, maybe he already is mayor. But that mid-credit scene that we got at the end of Echo, showing him listening to people talking about the mayoral campaign and the potential winner is up in the air, and a brute force brawler that's real and not a politician that could come and take over. Perfect for Fisk. So fascinating to see what we get there. I will be interested to see if we keep any of the lighthearted versions of Matt Murdock that we got from She-Hulk. By all accounts, being that that's in the MCU already, you would assume that guy is the one that's in this show. But while I'm here for flirty Matt, I want the tone to be identical to the Netflix show. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get the trailer up for you. I've got it up in front of me. And I do also want to preface this. If there are deep cut Easter eggs back to the Netflix series, I haven't watched the Netflix series since it originally ran. So a lot of it is still very fresh in my brain in the sense of the things that pop stick. But there could be deep cut Easter eggs I'm probably going to miss because I haven't had a chance to rewatch the show, something I will definitely do before we get here. But let's not waste any more time and take a look at what we are getting with Marvel Television's Daredevil Born Again official trailer. Ooh.
Thank you for finding the time.
Yeah. Oh.
I will admit,
Oh.
it's not entirely unpleasant seeing you again.
Wilson's come down a little bit. And
A lot of time has passed. By the look of it, you've come up in the world.
Yes!
I could say the same about you.
They back, baby! Official!
The mayor serves his city.
Yeah, he's the mayor.
I can see you're not entirely convinced.
Can you blame me?
Bro, I'm so
I
stoked.
can't shake the feeling that you're gaming the system.
Probably.
Stop being a vigilante.
The line was crossed.
Oh, he
It's hard to
stopped.
come to terms with a violent nature. Hating the power it has over us.
Oh, the brutalness is there. Blood! We're seeing blood in the MCU. Come on! I mean, we got that already with Deadpool, but the devil's work is never done, baby.
Sometimes peace needs to be broken.
Oh, let's go, Betty!
Must reign.
Frank! Let's go!
I'm putting the hatchet down.
Oh, I'm so glad Bernthal's back.
Raised to believe in grace.
Dude, this looks dope.
But I was also raised
Oh!
to believe in retribution.
All the helmets! Yo, let's go! Oh, dude! Oh, yes! Oh, the violence is there. March 4th, you cannot come fast enough. I love everything about that trailer. Mostly the fact that the trailer did what you wanted it to do, right? Which was show you that we are gonna get that Netflix tone, both the lighting that we're seeing from the scoring, and then you get little hints of the violence throughout the whole trailer, and that last 10 seconds you just see Maddie go off, baby. And that's all the things that you want there, right? Like vibe wise, this trailer checks all the boxes. I think it's got the right vibe. It feels like it's tapped into the Netflix version of Daredevil that we had with Charlie Cox. Interesting to see Fisk say interesting to see him say to Fisk, or Fisk say to him, like, you know, you put the vigilante stuff down, because obviously Matt was still doing vigilante type stuff out in LA. So is that a cover? Or has Daredevil actually been MIA since the last time we saw him? That's one of the interesting things, and I think one of the rough things you could see going into this show is like getting what we saw in She-Hulk and getting what we got in Daredevil on Netflix, and merging those maybe could be one of the things that's a potential issue. But I think just about anybody is going to be able to forgive you anything that came out of She-Hulk with this version of Murdoch. And we're certainly getting to see a little sexy Matt, little shower smooching going on. So I think if you keep the flirtatious elements from there and can tie in where he stopped being a vigilante or why he was back in the suit, you know, in that episode, that would be fascinating. And I'm interested to see that. But everything else here, I mean, right down to like, you're starting with him. Clearly, he's doing vigilante things and Fisk isn't aware, right? So my guess is that maybe Matt went to California, still Daredevil, came back and hasn't broken him out publicly. So here's, you know, Fisk being like, hey, you put the vigilante stuff away, huh? Let's have a reasonable discussion, because now I'm the mayor. But you're also seeing the violent tendencies of Fisk mixed in with those things. So, like, these two guys are putting on fronts when really they're still doing the same types of things that they've always been doing, and that's good for us, the audience. So I love that the trailer starts with them at a diner talking, that tension as high as it's ever been in any of the scenarios where Matt and Fisk are talking. This shot just makes me so happy, seeing Foggy and Karen in the mix, in the show. Like, again, it's one of those, when it was 18 episodes and they were cut out, you were like, that's heartbreaking, because at the end of the day, I think the thing that made the Netflix run special is these relationships that Matt has, right? You can get all the Daredevil stuff, but you have a family to go back to. You have people who have your back. You're not completely alone. And also, people who are able to either up the stakes if something bad happens to one of them, or cut tension where you need a laugh, lighthearted joke, or you know, walk down memory lane, so to speak. So I love seeing all this here for Matt. And I love that you have, you know, Deborah Ann Wall, Eldon Henson back doing their Foggy and Karen things. Very excited for them. Don't need them to be massive characters, right? Like, I'm fine spending tons of time with Daredevil, but utilize them the way we utilized them in the original show, right? Elevate, you know, or make the risks higher because they're involved. Give us those lighthearted moments. Just very excited for that. I love the idea of this. I mean, Fisk clearly taking a similar tone to another non-politician who is currently running things here in America soon. It does give you Donald Trump vibes. Whether you want to bring that political element into this show and make it relatable to things that are going on, whether you want to paint him like a Donald Trump, which could turn off Trump supporters because Fisk is a bad guy, maybe it'll turn him on, who knows. But the idea of a non-politician coming in is something that now we here in America are very familiar with, and I'll be interested to see how they play that with Fisk. I would imagine, much like what we see in that little bit beforehand, it's gonna be a lot of like, this is my public image, but back here is what I'm doing and getting things done. And seeing what him and Matt being on opposite sides will be like throughout the course is awesome. There's also a lot going on here with the potential villains that we're seeing. And I'm not gonna lie, my Daredevil roots are not super strong. But what I can say, it would certainly seem that this dude probably is somebody. A very, very, it made me immediately go to like, oh, it's a Two-Face scar, but that's DC. So I don't know if that character is anybody or just a violent way to get injured. But you do see some other folks in here. We've got all these masked figures. This looks very much like a group that's doing a bunch of robberies. Not sure the exact time, and they could maybe be, kind of like lesser, but this dude, why can I? Where is that?
Sometimes peace needs to be broken. Chaos.
This guy. I would imagine that whoever this guy is, that's got to be something, because he gets an upgraded mask later on. I'm just not entirely familiar with who that is. And then I just love that we're getting Bernthal back. We're gonna get some Frank Castle and Matt Murdock action, and I love that like Frank is clearly in rage mode, so must be some sort of a fight to where Matt's like, hey, I'm not the bad guy, can you put the hatchet down, and whoop-ah, right next to his head. Fantastic stuff. But then really, I mean, the big key, I think, for me in this one is just getting all this wonderful Matty Murdock action here right at the end. Like, the violence is there. Oh my god, we're breaking knees and elbows.
Retribution.
I do like seeing all the different cowls that he has. All right, maybe that guy's not anybody, because he's fighting him there and probably gonna finish him. Matt is clearly in a place, which is dope. But also, I think one of the other things too, man, just some of the visuals. Like, that shot of Fisk with, like, all the things that were present in the Netflix show, I think, are present here in this trailer. I am now at a place where I am just rambling because I'm gushing so much about this. This looks awesome. I am so stoked. Yes, I'm extremely nervous and worried about this Captain America movie that's coming out in February. But we do have some rock solid stuff working in the MCU, right? The Deadpool Wolverine stuff. I think when we get to Secret Wars, we're gonna be okay. It's the build up to that, man, and the properties that we're gonna get. I think there's a lot of this in the MCU right now because we haven't had a consistent string of no doubt hits, which we were certainly very used to by the end of Phase 3. So that being said, I think we've got some positive things going on. What If came back, Deadpool and Wolverine. There's good stuff churning out there, I think, for Marvel. But I do think that, all of the reshoots and stuff are a negative for Captain America. I don't think the rewriting of the script and starting from scratch is looking like it's a bad thing for Daredevil. I think they've got this thing where they want it. I think they're giving us something that is going to be emotional for both Matt and the audience to kind of go through. You're going to bring everybody back. There's going to be excitement. There's going to be a lot of visceral violence. And those are the things that get me excited. Next one, show me a real good run through of what the real story is. And I think we're in the right spot for Daredevil. And again, I think it's one of those things where even if the script and stuff were off or there was reshoots, I don't feel like someone like Charlie Cox, especially after being in She-Hulk, would allow this show to fail. I genuinely, I don't think he necessarily has that kind of like Hollywood pull, but he's someone who's so attached to the character. I'd imagine Foggy would be looking to him to make sure things feel right? Like this is back in the same realm as what we did in Netflix. And I don't think Charlie Cox or Vincent D'Onofrio are going to let this thing fail. That said, I'm stoked for Daredevil Born Again. The question is, what about you guys? What was popping? Are you excited about the action and the violence and the brutality in the action? Do you get excited seeing Fisk as mayor, which, was kind of what was being hinted at the end of Echo? Foggy and Karen being back. What do you think's going on villain-wise? Like I said, my Daredevil comic chops are not super strong, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on with all those masked men. If you know, let me know. Anything you got, though, good, bad, indifferent, on the official trailer for Daredevil Born Again, put it down below in the comments section. Look forward to talking to you down there. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new, you want to come hang out with the C-Man anytime. We're talking movies, TV, trailer reactions. I've actually been on a good run getting up reactions from Creature Commandos, which, yes, technically I am behind because that finished, I think, last week. But 4 episodes are up, a couple more to get up in the next few days. So you want to be here for that. You want to be here to see what we're thinking when we get to Daredevil or its next trailer. You just dig the vibe. You want to come show a little love and support the old C-Man. Well, come on down. Simply jump over there, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell if you want those alerts. And until next time for the C-Man Cinema Sit Down, I've been the C-Man. I'm signing off. Peace.
C-Maniac Nation, you look nervous. Is it the scars? Would you like to know where I got them? No? Well, then maybe you'd like to see another video with the C-Man. How about up here or over here? And if you really dig the C-Man, well, then show him a little love right over there.